What's up, Talapo gamers? My name's Destroyer, and I love Pirates Online. You could probably tell by the YouTube channel I have here and my in-game activity, if you know what pirates I play on. However, I wanted to make a video to give some in-depth knowledge on this game for new players and old. So, here's 10 things you probably didn't know about Pirates Online. Number 1. You can go to dock workers to teleport to different islands. There's one on each of the main islands in the game, and they don't cost much to use. For Tortuga and Port Royal, they cost 25 gold to go to. For Cuba, it costs 50 gold to go to. However, for the other, harder islands, they cost a lot. For Padres del Fuego, it costs 200 gold, and for Bilgewater, it costs an eye-watering 500 gold. Those costs stack up fast too, since it costs that amount per trip to that island. So be careful how you spend your gold, and remember that you can always just sail to the island without paying any gold. Well, unless you sink your ship. Number 2. There are NPCs in the game called trainers, which allow you to retrain your skills for a hefty amount of gold. Every time you retrain a skill tree, it will cost more than the previous time. It starts at 250 gold, then it goes up to 500 gold, then 1000, then 2000, then 2500, and then it hits a maximum of 5000 gold per retrain, so be careful how you spend your skill points, as that can be extremely costly. Usually these trainer NPCs are inside a blacksmith shop, but for some cases, such as Cuba or the Spanish/French islands, they are outside. Specifically with the Spanish and French islands, they are next to a gunsmith instead of a blacksmith. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can catch more top 10 videos like this one. Also, make sure to leave a comment on what kind of top 10 videos you would like me to make next. Number 3. You can upgrade your ship's hull at any shipwright in the game. If you have a medium class or war class ship, you can upgrade the hull through 3 different paths. There's the cargo path, which upgrades your cargo immensely while also giving small buffs to other categories. The armor path, which gives you lots of armor but also makes your ship slow. And then finally the speed path, which makes your ship fast at the cost of turning speed and cargo. Once you get any of your upgrade paths level 3, you have 5 different options for what kind of ship you want to have. There's the Storm Chaser, which gives you a chance of firing thunderbolt cannon shots along with the benefits of speed. The Firestorm is similar to the Storm Chaser, but exchanges speed for turning and has a high chance of firing firebrand ammo. The Fortune Hunter forgoes some speed, some turning, and some chance of firing firebrand for huge boosts in cargo and armor. Skull and Bones gets even more armor, but goes back to base speed and loses a good amount of cargo compared to the Fortune Hunter. It also has a big chance of having Fury ammo. Finally, Copperhead has a massive amount of armor, but has base turning and cargo and a reduced speed. It also has a small chance of firing explosives from its broadsides, which can do a massive amount of damage, if they do fire. These types can all be ranked up to a maximum rank of 6. Wow! Number 4. The current maximum player level, or notoriety level, is 50. There are many different skills that also have their own levels that are separate from the notoriety level, but experience from these skills also contribute to the player's overall notoriety level. There are weapon levels, which include sword, gun, doll, dagger, grenade, and staff. These have a max weapon level of 30. There's also 3 different mini-games that have levels too. These include fishing, potions, and gambling. These have a max level of 20 and do not have their own skill points associated with them, but instead unlock different things that are not customizable, such as fishing boats, new potions to brew, and an increased chance to cheat at table games and buffs to Liar's Dice. Groovy. Number 5. Throughout the game, there are multiple quests that aren't necessarily required by the player to be completed. These are called fortune quests. There's a lot of these in the game right now, but what we're focusing on for this video are the daily quests. There are 5 NPCs in the game right now that give daily quests. For players who are early on in the game, they can go to Sam Seabones on the Port Royal docks, or Bartholomew Watkins, who is nestled in the barrels near the Port Royal Bank, to get some easy quests to complete on a daily basis. There are 3 other NPCs who give work for hire quests, which give you a list of enemies to kill each day, which depend on the player's notoriety level. These NPCs are Captain Job and Josie McReady of the Royal Anchor Tavern on Port Royal, and Johnny McVeigh of the King's Arm Tavern on Tortuga. Number 6. There are multiple ships in the game that are called flagships, which the player can board upon defeating them. For the Navy, there are the Navy Kingfisher, the Navy Man of War, and the Navy Colossus. These all have a chance of dropping a legendary item called Norrington Spyglass. For the EITC, there are the EITC Sentinel, the EITC Corvette, and the EITC Barracuda. These have a chance of dropping Beckett's Spyglass, which is also a legendary. There are also skeleton flagships for both the Spanish Undead and the French Undead. These ships have the same 3 names but are divided among the 2 factions. The weakest one is called the French/Spanish Shadow Crow. Then, there is the French/Spanish Cerberus. And finally, there is the French/Spanish Blood Scourge. These all have a chance of dropping a cannon ram called the Bottle Rocket Cannon Ram, which is also a legendary. There is one more flagship that is special because it is from the 4th Pirates of the Caribbean movie, On Stranger Tides, which is called the Queen Anne's Revenge. This ship has a chance of dropping the legendary Sword of Triton. Number 7. Lobbies are a feature in this game that allow you to more easily connect with other players. There is a main menu when pressing the L key that allows you to see lobbies that everyone else has put up, provided that players have put lobbies up. On this menu, you can sort them using the buttons at the top, filter through all the options with a robust set of guidelines, refresh the list of lobbies, and even create